Today's bike review is a 2024 KX450, and I've brought my son along. He's got a little bit older, a little bit bigger, and he's on the 450s. Cam, today on the 450.
Yeah, I know, big boy.
You are today, mate. You've stepped it up from the, normally, as you know, Cam rides the 250.
Yeah.
So I got him out here to try out the 450. Now, a few things that have changed on this bike, well, more than a few. Just about the whole bike has changed. Everything from top to toe. It's got a new engine, a new chassis, a new exhaust system. Everything is basically brand new on this bike. It's got movable engine mounts, which means you can buy new engine mounts from Kawasaki and play around with the engine mounts, which obviously gives it a different handling experience. It's got a toolless air filter. It's really easy to get into, and it's got quite a thin air filter in there as well. Brembo front brakes, and they kept with the Nissan rear brake. It has a mapping switch up the top that comes with a mapping app, which is really cool. You can adjust your bike accordingly. And finally, Cam, it comes with ADI grips, the lock-on ones. How many bikes have we gone through where we've had to replace a throttle grip?
Yeah.
And we couldn't get the other side of the grip off either because they gripped them on, they just vulcanized them on, and they were real tough grips. And
yeah.
When I first said you were going to get on a 450, what did you think to yourself? Was you a bit worried?
I knew that there was going to be a lot more power, but I didn't expect this much more power. Definitely the mapping and the traction control definitely helped stabilise the bike through the corners and even going along the longer straights where you needed that power, you needed the grip through the dirt.
It tracked really well. I think, as we say with every bike, you're probably better off to get your suspension tuned for you anyway, your riding weight and also your riding ability. There's a big difference in suspension. Doesn't matter what anyone says, it comes out from the factory and it's just, you know, tuned for someone else that's not you.
You're exactly right. Everyone rides different, everyone rides harder, everyone can ride slower. It just depends on your riding ability. So definitely getting your suspension sorted is it's a game changer, because then it's going to change how the bike reacts to different things.
Totally. I loved the brakes. You know, the front Brembo was amazing. It's so progressive and so powerful. You know, when you really wanted it, it was there.
Yeah.
And when you didn't and you wanted to ease it on, it was there as well and slowed you up. You could really drag it through the ruts a lot easier with the front brake. The thing about this traction control is it makes you smoother.
Oh yeah.
A lot smoother. You're not, you know, braking traction all the time, and you're not sort of really pushing yourself. Two things about being smoother is you're normally faster, and the other thing about being smoother is you don't get so fatigued.
Yeah.
You know, the bike's not pulling at you, you're not fighting the bike or anything like that. If I had this in my garage, what are the things that I would change on this bike? Well, straight away off the floor, I think I'd get an exhaust system if I could. Straight away, I'd go and get an exhaust system just to give it that little bit off the bottom. Another one would be handlebars, because I'm so used to handlebars now that I use. So that's my preference, so I'd put my handlebars on it.
I'd probably just change the suspension and tyres. I mean, I'd keep the exhaust. I wouldn't really care because it's got enough power for me.
Certainly something to go and have a look at. And if you're lucky enough and they've got a ride day near you, go out and jump on this and have a ride and test it out yourself. You'll see that it's got plenty of power, but it's got the power where you want it to be.